Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another episode of BIC-Podcast. This is Amar bin Salim. I'm the head of marketing with Beaconhouse International Colleges. Beaconhouse International College is one of the leading transnational education providers in Pakistan. You would know we're offering degrees in partnership with Liverpool John Moores University, University of London, Pearson, and NC UK. And in today's podcast, we're going to be talking about one of our programs we're offering through University of London, BSc Psychology program, for which the academic direction comes from King's College London. And King's College London has a remarkable reputation for being amongst the top in the world for qualifications in psychiatry and psychology. And for this conversation, I am glad I've been joined by Ms. Adins Shabir, who is currently enrolled in the program, is in the third and the final year of the degree. Adin, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us today, Adin.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so what is before we, talk about the BSc Psychology program and we talk about the college and the college life and the industry readiness at BIC, kindly walk us through your own academic background. So who is Adin? Adin ne kahan se apna O-levels, A-levels, kahan se kiya? And what was that like?
Yeah, so I've always been a Beaconite. So I've done my O-levels from Beaconhouse Kent campus.
Right.
Yeah, and I was a business major student. All of my subjects were business related, economics, accounting, commerce. And then I moved to A-levels, and for that I went to Beaconhouse Goodburg campus, the college campus.
Achha.
And there I first kept psychology as one of my subjects.
Right.
And yeah, even though I still had business and economics and world history, but still my major focus shifted from business to psychology when I finally studied psychology.
So that was in the first year or the second year?
First year of A-levels.
A-levels, right? अच्छा शुरू से समझ आ गई psychology की तरफ जाना.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. अच्छा, okay.
Yeah, I was like, now I've had studied business enough, so now I'm gonna just change my lane.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
So what was it what was it like कि मैंने आगे जो है university में भी I'm gonna go for psychology. That's when you made your mind up, right?
Yeah, that's
So what was that like? कि भाई business से एकदम से उठ के psychology की तरफ move करना. Well, how big of a transition was that?
It was indeed a transition because I had never studied biology because my O-levels were all business and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So psychology is, a little bit towards sciences and it's not obviously not related to business.
Yeah.
Only a few subjects like occupational psychology are related, but other than that, it's majorly more like sciences. So obviously the shift was a little difficult, but since I had studied it in A-levels, so I had some basis.
Okay.
The idea था कि किस तरीके से start लेना है.
Yeah.
So that's how I shifted to psychology, but it wasn't very difficult. I was always keen in going into psychology, so I used to read books and watch movies and even read articles. Yeah. So I was familiar with the basic content about psychology, so it wasn't that very drastic.
I think it's one of the most fascinating subjects to study because many things psychology नहीं पढ़ा, but I remember in my MBA I did take a couple of courses on consumer behavior, and what we would actually study would be how consumers make certain decisions in their life.
Exactly.
ऐसे ही है ना? और psychology I think it's actually the study of the human mind, I'd say, and the way we act.
Yeah, human mind and human behavior. That's the specific definition of
अच्छा सही बोला मैंने.
Yeah, exactly.
ठीक है.
Yeah, that's the definition of psychology.
Maybe I should have gone for a bachelor's in psychology. Okay, so what made you come to Beaconhouse International College? आपने क्या सोचा कि मैं O-levels भी किए, A-levels भी किए, so I'm going to remain a Beaconite for entire life, which is good for us. I mean, I'm happy, but how did you decide you're going to come to BIC?
When I was exploring my options for my bachelor's degree, there aren't many options for psychology, good options for psychology in Pakistan, particularly Lahore. So there's a few government universities and then private universities में तो barely कहीं पे offer हो रहा था.
Right.
So I stumbled upon BIC, and at that time BIC was the representatives of Beaconhouse International College were visiting the college campuses. Yeah. So they also visited our college campus, and that's how I got to know about the program. And this, as soon as I got to know that they're offering a psychology program, that too, it's from international, which is an international degree. So I was like, this is something that I should actually, look at. And even more than me, my mom was very like excited.
She also influenced your behavior.
Yeah, a lot. Because, all the marketing was not actually targeting me. It was targeting my mom more because she was getting all the messages about that this new venture has been started by Beaconhouse, and she was also like following the, social media pages of Beaconhouse. So she would see advertisements, and she was like, this seems like a good program. And
so how did you actually find the program? How do you like evaluate the program today now that you are, almost completing its requirements and you're going to get into the industry very soon? So what was the program like? Kaisa tha? Did it meet your expectations and all?
Yeah, it was actually, like very good in terms of like the learning experience and the content, the subject matter, each and everything. I think it met my expectation. I think it was even better. It was like very challenging. It's not a very easy degree, as people often perceive that psychology is a very easy degree, and and it's like.
Yeah, but what makes it difficult or challenging, not difficult?
The projects and the courseworks, because they're not very like easy that you just have to write an essay and you're done with it. No, they're like academic posters, which are not just posters. They're like proper research proposals that you have to write. These kind of things in Pakistani universities, you do these things at master's level.
Right.
And because this is like an international degree, so they expect a lot more from you.
Yeah.
Their standard is like way above. So obviously, उसकी वजह से like projects भी इस तरह के थे जो ज़्यादा challenging थे. इसमें research proposals थे, full on आपकी project, like complete project proposals with all the the research consent forms and information forms. You have to like draft all of them yourself. So yeah, that was the challenge.
It is like as if you're sitting with a counselor there in King's College London, and they're directly interacting with you.
Exactly, and they expect the same level of dedication from you.
Absolutely, because this is what we've been telling our students and the potential applicants, that even though you're going to be staying in Pakistan, you are getting clear directions from the partner university, which in your case is King's College London, University of London. And you have to meet their expectations because you're getting a ditto degree from them and not from us. Of course, you're getting some recognition certificate from us as well, but it's their degree that matters. And on the basis of that, you'll be getting attestations and accreditations and jobs, and future academic possibilities would also emerge as a product of that particular certificate you'll get from the partner university.
Exactly, yeah.
So, right. And how do you see you're getting a degree from University of London, which makes you stand as a globally recognized, graduate of University of London? How would you see how does that impact your, future job prospects or academic prospects in Pakistan and outside Pakistan?
I'll start by academic prospects. So, having an international degree, like, sets you apart from rest of the crowd. Not saying in like in a negative way, but in a good manner, that it gives you a lot of edge over others, that you have an international degree. So you get better opportunities, and if you are like looking for looking to move abroad for your like higher studies, for example masters, which I am planning to do as well. So it gets very easy because you don't need to get any equivalencies made because you already have a UK degree. So it's very easy to just show your grades कि आपने 2-1 ऑनर्स किया है, 1-1 ऑनर्स किया है. तो यहाँ पे तो उसका कोई कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं है पाकिस्तान में, बट उधर है. एंड you don't have to actually get it like get an equivalency for that. आप उसको उसी से directly वैसे ही कर सकते हैं
because it was their university who issued you the degree in the first place.
Exactly. तो अगर आपने not just University of London, even if you want to apply to the US or even if you want to apply to other universities in the UK, तो आपकी equivalency आराम से बन जाती है, तो आपको वहाँ पे कोई issue नहीं होगा. And other than even in Pakistan, obviously if you have an international degree, or your job prospects are way better, and especially जब आप अपना research आपने इतनी ज़्यादा की भी होती है, तो आपकी जो है ना job opportunities ज़्यादा आपके पास होती है. आपको ज़रूरी नहीं है that you only practice as a clinical psychologist. You can work as a researcher. And exactly. So you can work as a researcher with a lot of like foreign projects बहुत सारे यहाँ पे ऑफर होते हैं, and they want research conducted in Pakistan, but we do not have good researchers.
People are trained for that.
Exactly. So we are trained for that. हमारी जिस तरह की डिग्री है, so it's very research oriented. तो आप research में तो professional हो जाएंगे. This degree से exactly. You come as like a pure amateur and you graduate as a pro.
As a pro.
Yeah, and I'm talking as someone who doesn't like research. Yeah.
Okay, right. So before we, expand on what the career opportunities would be for somebody with this particular degree program, I'd like to let our audience know that this degree is also HEC certified. So even if you don't want to go outside Pakistan, you decide to stay in Pakistan, you can get an equivalence from Higher Education Commission. But coming back to the topic, so what are some of the career routes that emerge once you get out of this degree program?
Yeah, so
successfully, of course.
Yeah, so this particular degree is actually very good in terms of it opens a lot of paths for you.
Achha.
If you just opt for a clinical psychology degree, which most of the people do, that they get a BSc clinical psychology degree, so then you're confined to clinical psychology.
Okay.
But this degree is the University of London King's College degree is an applied degree. So we study all the areas of psychology.
Right.
Yeah. So which opens the opportunities for us to go into any stream.
Right.
So there is forensic psychology, there is occupational psychology, there is education psychology, there is health psychology.
Is there career counseling as well?
Yeah, you can do career counseling, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of streams. So it's not necessary. It's a misconception which I often come across, that people think that it's just clinical psych, bas therapy denge. If you're doing psychology, you're just going to give therapy to people. That's not the case. You can go into anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But even with therapy, I think there's so many therapy related clinics now.
Yeah.
Where people go. If we take a demand side approach to evaluating what the economy looks like now, I think these businesses even are thriving. Yeah. They have a lot of people coming in for therapy, and I'm not saying this कि मैं उसको कोई वो कह रहा हूँ कि भाई ये किसी के expense के ऊपर जो है हम business लोग कर रहे हैं अपना, but there are clinics, they are dealing with actual human mind problems, human behavior problems,
and these are needed.
And these are needed, and we need a ready workforce for that.
Yeah.
People who are professionals and who are equipped and who can deal with people's problems.
Exactly.
So then, of course, with these clinics, I think शायद हमारे पास जो graduates हैं उनकी quality बेहतर होना is also very important.
Yeah.
And just as you mentioned, just one of the things that you can do, and there are so many things emerging out of it.
Exactly.
Right. So when we talk about the program, what does the course outline look for? Like, what are the courses you study in the first year, second, or the third years? Or what are some of the major courses you go through?
So in the first year, we study social psychology. And there is developmental psychology. Then we also have learning personality and intelligence, which is a very core subject of psychology, because it's like you understand the different personalities and intelligence. So this is like very important. So you go through that in the first year itself. And in the second year, there is cognitive psychology. We have clinical psychology. We have a major subject.
Clinical has to be there.
Clinical has to be there, of course.
Achha.
And after that, in the third year, there's majorly occupational psychology, which is my area of interest specifically.
Right.
So I was very excited for that.
Okay.
And other than that, we also study individual differences, which is like a very different subject, but it's very insightful. And we also study gender and mental health, which is
gender and mental health,
which is a very insightful and also like very trending.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it sounds quite unique, gender. So there has to be a link between the gender and the kind of mental stress you go through.
Yeah. Right. It's different for all the genders.
Achha.
So and especially the gender debate that is going on these days. So it is like very in line with that. So
when we talk about gender debate, I'm not getting into a lot of specifics, but studying at an organization that fosters liberal arts education in Pakistan, like Beaconhouse. So is there a benefit of studying that sort of course at an organization like this?
Yes, of course. Where you know that there is acceptance, and people are not going to judge you. Like we and even when we were like doing our projects, so we were told that it's better to not discuss these like outside and like
Yeah.
non-academic sittings, because people just get offended very quickly these days.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but obviously over here it's a safe environment, and we know that there is no judgment, and people are accepting of others like opinion, and majorly for us it's just research work. And so yeah, obviously it is very like safe here, and we can share our opinions and our
And
work
people
on
are
our projects.
receptive towards you for sharing your opinions. And
Yeah, exactly.
right. And so talking about BIC on the whole, what sort of a campus life did you enjoy during your last 3 years? 2.5 years, I should say.
Yeah.
Campus life, student life, kaisa tha? I've heard that you guys have a lot of student clubs and societies. So what kaisa the interaction
Yeah,
with
we
you?
have almost 6 clubs and 4 societies.
Right.
Yeah, so the societies are more related to the academic endeavors,
Acha.
and the clubs are like for more like fun and like art and music and all of that. So like obviously when we have to like to engage in some fun activities, we go to our club, and clubs also like organize events and stuff like that. So yeah, students often engage in them. I myself have been very active in all the events. I've been one of the students who have almost attended all the events. So and I was in the student council for the 2 years of I've not been in the student council this year, but earlier 2 years I was in the student
Acha.
council. So I used to also organize the events. So yeah, it was very like a very amazing journey in terms of like events. So like we would have charity drives in Ramzan and other than Ramzan as well.
Mhm.
So I used to like be very active in that, because
Right.
that's my area of interest. So we would like have trips to SOS, and other than that, in-house events are also like quite nice, like bonfire, farewells, and our
Yeah, I
festival.
also come across a lot of your posts, Lahore campuses posts, and like Qawwali ho rahi hai,
Yeah.
kabhi concert ho raha hai,
Yeah,
kabhi
DJ night.
DJ night ho raha hai, kabhi
Yeah.
farewell ho raha hai. Like yaar, I really wish that I was in Lahore that
Yeah.
frequently कि मैं भी attend कर सकता हूँ.
Yeah.
So I think it's a nice student experience that you get at
Yeah,
BIC.
exactly. ये नहीं है कि सिर्फ सारा focus सिर्फ पढ़ाई पे है. Obviously, that is the most important part. But other than that, there is like other activities as well, like extracurriculars भी हैं, in which you can engage and unwind and make connections. Most of my friends are outside my department.
अच्छा,
Because
right.
we have made friends through like these events. हम सारे बैठते हैं, बातें कर रहे होते हैं. Organize जब कुछ कोई event कर रहे होते हैं, हम लोग तो सारे obviously सारे different departments से होते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ psychology से है, business से, law से, सारे होते हैं. So it's like we become like one group. So इस तरह से like you get the opportunity to engage with people other than your own department. So that's something which I really look forward to.
Absolutely. Achha, and then through the EPCAD department, the employability placements and career advancement department, we have a lot of focus at BIC on ensuring that our students are industry ready.
Yeah.
So they are equipped with the skills that are going to help them become good entrepreneurs. If they're not looking for an entrepreneurial venture later on, they should be industry ready in the sense that a job आराम से मिल जाए, इनके research skills अच्छे हों, if they're looking for an advanced degree later on. So how for psychology, on the whole as well, EPCAD played a role in your academic life उसको जोड़ने के लिए with the industry.
Yeah, so EPCAD has been like a very good addition. जब से वो introduce हुआ है, हम psychology, we always used to ask, बाकी departments का तो कुछ ना कुछ हो रहा है, law वाले, they go to
Yeah.
the high court or somewhere, तो उनका कुछ like what's there for us, like what practical experience will we have. So उसमें भी ये हुआ कि we started to have industrial visits. Like we went to the packages head office, so वहाँ पे it was really nice. We met with their HR department, because that's relevant to our field. तो हम वहाँ गए, and other than that we've also been to Chuktai Labs head office, and पूरा उनका भी procedure, each and everything we went through, and it was like specifically हमारे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा relevant होता है HR department, human resources and everything.
Yeah.
So they offer like internships to us as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. So other than that, we've also been to NetSol. So Netzel even has, even though it's a software house, but they have psychologists over there as well. Yeah, so that was also relevant. So इस तरह से आपको visits वगैरह से like it builds like confidence in students as well, that you actually go out and meet professionals and you also gain insights about the actual industry. So उस तरह से बहुत helpful. And other than that, all the sessions that EPCAD department organizes in the university are really helpful. Like they held a session for resume writing, that how you need to make a resume. So there was like a whole tutorial by a professional who shared कि आपको किस तरीके से अपनी resume बनानी चाहिए. So obviously a lot of students have absolutely no idea क्योंकि resume तो अभी तक बनाई नहीं, अभी तो student life में ही है. So but now when you're about to like end your student life and you're gonna get into the actual world and get a job or something like that, so आपको फिर वो उसमें ज़रूरत पड़ती है. So उसमें उन्होंने हमें equip किया. Other than that, research की sessions होते थे, classes होती थी, like research skills पे काम कराते थे उसके ऊपर, and students actually made proper projects and presented and they got their certificates as well. So I think इस तरह से वो हमें fully equipped कर रही है ये, especially this department, that you just don't have the theoretical knowledge, you also have some practical skills that you can use. Digital thinking and designing and all of that, they have incorporated all of these things in their sessions.
And so basically EPCAD, as you mentioned, they do a lot of stuff to ensure कि सब कुछ हो ही रहा है. And it's a very wholesome experience that students get out of their 3 years at BIC. But at the same time, I think जो आपने resume वाली बात बोली, it's so it's so relevant because I come across, I do a lot of podcasts with a lot of industry leaders and all, and HR leaders, and they keep telling me the same thing. We get a lot of resumes from people, but people still don't know as to what exactly should be going into their resume, how they should be, sitting in an interview, how they should be interacting with the interviewer, presenting themselves with, with the right sort of information that will actually help the recruiter gain valuable insights into the person who's sitting in front of them. तो मेरा ख्याल है EPCAD का वहाँ पर भी रोल जो है वो काफ़ी एकदम से सिग्निफाई होता हुआ देखते हैं उस चीज़ को. Okay, so moving towards the conclusion of the discussion, how do you see कि हमारा ये जो मतलब degree program आप कह रहे हो, it's only 3 years long, right?
Yeah.
And if you had gone to a local university in Pakistan, it would have been 4 years.
Yeah.
How do you see कि बहुत बड़ा benefit, don't you see कि you're ready in 3 years and then you can go to the industry and start working?
Yeah, it was one of the reasons, that I got attracted to this program, that I'm going to save a year so I can start my master's earlier. I can have a job experience of a year, when I start my master's. Before, if I graduate from a local university, I would have to study for 4 years and then thesis वगैरह करते कराते आप उससे भी ऊपर हो जाता है.
Exactly.
तो इसलिए तो इसमें ये है that within 3 years I would be done with each and everything, even my thesis, my dissertation would be done. So I can focus on my master's and if not, then I can also start with my job. So इस तरह से आपका time बहुत save होता है. I think in your early 20s you need time, less is
that's what we keep saying, 20s or 30s or 40s you do need time.
Especially in your 20s, those are the building blocks of your whole career. So isliye just if you can save a year, it's gonna mean a lot.
And I think in terms of finances, it's also a big save in the sense that you're studying that degree at a fraction of a cost as compared to what you would have paid if you had actually gone to the premises or फिर वहाँ पे जाके अगर आप कर रहे होते.
Exactly.
So you're studying it at a fraction, what, you're paying 10-20%?
Yeah, barely, yeah. Yeah, only 10-20%. Because if you move to a foreign country, it's not just the fee, there's traveling costs, you have living costs, you have daily expenses. So if you and
even the fee.
Fee itself is the biggest expense, and there are added costs as well, which are almost equally as expensive. So the sum of each and everything, all of that is very difficult for people to afford in Pakistan, especially looking at the exchange rate. So it's almost next to impossible for a lot of, actually most of the Pakistanis. So if you have the dream to get an international degree, which is also recognized globally, so I think it's the best opportunity that you have. That you would have to pay almost a fraction of the amount of what you would have paid if you had gone abroad. So I
Yeah.
think उस हिसाब से तो it is a golden opportunity. So yeah, I was like I should just grab it once I actually got to know about it and I in detail कि मतलब King's College की है degree, you know, and it's
Yeah.
like so like famous. And you know, people still ask me like, you know, like it's King's College, and
It's
like
actually King's College, London.
yeah, exactly. So they actually get surprised that it's so difficult to get into King's.
Yeah.
Yeah, तो इसलिए जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा इस तरह से भी
And the degree is the same, na?
Yeah, in degree it's same, yeah.
You're getting it from them. It's pretty much the same. You're a graduate. They own their graduates. ऐसा नहीं कि वो सिर्फ उनको ही own करेंगे who came to their premises and studied with them. Right, yeah. So, and in addition, of course, there are a lot of funding opportunities that are specific to BIC that are available. Like there are group discounts and there's merit-based scholarship, there's financial assistance, and if you join the program early, so then there's some early bird discounts as well. And so
I myself have a 75% scholarship from BIC.
Oh!
Yeah, because of my A-level grades. I got it in my first year and then I maintained my
So
grades.
What were your grades in A-levels that allowed you, enabled you to get this massive scholarship, I should say?
Yeah, I had 2 A stars in 1 year.
2 A stars and an A.
Yeah.
And a 75% scholarship on fee.
On BIC's fees. Yeah.
On BIC's fee, right.
Yeah.
Well, perfect, right. Well, thank you very much, Adin, for such a lovely conversation on the BS Psychology program. Who would have thought that psychology we could discuss so many things. We've talked about the career opportunities, we've talked about the course outline, the funding opportunities, getting a globally recognized degree. And I really wish you all the very best with the remainder of your program with us. And then you'll be traveling to the UK most likely.
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
Shalom, best of luck with that. And thank you very much for joining us for this podcast on BS Psychology program. If you're looking for more information with regards to it and even for other programs, please make sure you are browsing our website, www.bic.edu.pk. Take care. Allah Hafiz.